Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Tis Hitters here at Cryptofy. My name's Kurt Conley. I'm here with Mr. Rev Nissen. How are you today, Rev?
Yeah, doing good, Kurt. Doing good. Having a bit of fun, having a few laughs. I know me and you were just dancing to the cat, the Bitcoin cat, doing these
Yeah,
ones.
let's not talk about the Bitcoin cat right now, Rev.
I know,
But as
doing great.
always, Monday we're back into doing Tis Hitter series. Great to have you guys all here with us. We're going to jump straight into it. We've got a few things to talk about today, as well as a trade. As always, everything that we talk about on this channel, our social platforms, in our Discord, our Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, is not financial advice. It's all just our perspective on what's happening on the market and some potential trades that we are taking. So, as always, manage your own risk. These are your money. These are your trades. Let's jump into weekly hits, Rev.
Yeah, for sure.
So, over the last week, we've talked about a few trades. As always, we go through the weekly hits. We do this every Monday and Friday. So let's go. ORN was an entry around 16,880 sats. 20,000 we were watching for the breakout. It has recently just broken out. I think as we were recording this video, it was breaking out at 20,500 mark. We'll get Rev to go over that in the charts. INJ 6,600. Current set value is 74.70. It did a 21 percent moves for the current change, but the high since the entry was 50%. Now I'm going to go over a quick note here. So TIS called a short-term sell at 8,494. So the entry was at 6,600. The sell was at 8,494. The current set value is at 8,000. So if you had not followed the video, what Rev and I are talking about in the TIS series, and you just stuck to getting the notification in Discord, checking the short-term buys, checking the short-term sells, you would have done a trade on your own at about 30 plus 36%, right?
Yeah.
So, Rev and I talk about this all the time. Yes, we're pointing out trades here, but TIS just continues to produce trades and opportunities all the time, right, Rev?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, T's first significant buy, or the first buy that came through, was at 6234, right? We spoke
Right.
about it.
It beat us to it,
It
right?
beat us to it, and we spoke about it at 6600. So it had a better entry than we did. And then there was a short term sell not long ago. I think it was yesterday, last night or so, at 8,494 sats. That's a decent move. Um, and that was all through TIS without us. And now, by the time we've got to do a video on it, the current sat value is about 8,000. So, it's TIS really proves itself over time that if you pay attention, if you have the time to really look through it and understand it, it's saving you time as opposed to
Yeah,
actually
right.
going
You
and
don't have to
looking.
do a big trade,
Yeah,
right?
where are you going to look? You're going to have to go through every single thing, whereas TIS does it for you alongside CryptoStat. You really got something, and we hate sounding like shills. We do because we're biased, right? At the end of the day, but the tools prove themselves to be doing even better than myself and you with TIS hitters. So at the end of the day, yeah, there's nothing more to be said about that. But yeah, that's a my end
It was a good trade. INJ was a good trade for
for
sure.
sure.
And obviously, Secret Token is just exploding at the moment. So, for those that were following us on the Secret Token, for all the TIS members that caught that trade, Unifi, the entry was 21,000 sats. And I believe the community, as we were filming right now, we're all pinging and telling us that it broke all-time high again. This thing just keeps breaking all-time high again and again and again. Currently at 40,000 sats. And it's 100% trade in under a week, right? So it's just amazing what's going on here. And volume keeps creeping, right, Rev? We've
Yeah,
just
it's
got
at
volume.
400. I'm just looking at it right now, 465, and it just broke another all-time high at 43,000 sats. So it hit another level, and the real significant levels that we're looking at is at 45,000 sats. There's a little bit of resistance, and at 50,000 sats on the books, a little bit of resistance. But they're like nothing compared to what when I did the live yesterday. They're nothing compared to what was there. It was like 10 or 11 Bitcoin worth of resistance at 36,000, and once that was taken out, we could see it, that was it. That was the biggest resistance there was on the books. Anyone that's holding anything
Yeah.
in that at that sort of level. So it's only going to get more and more interesting from here. It's really cool to see 100% plus on the board. Really, really nice to see. And this is what Road to 1 million is meant to be about, right? We're meant to be knocking these out of the way. So if you did go in with someone, you can act. No, I won't go there. You can act as if you put $1,000 and take out two. Get ready for the next road to 1 million. We've done it with Unify. That could be something that's on the table. Some people might say, well, what do you guys think? But I'm sure we'll have to discuss it as a team. But I'm just kind of spitballing while we're doing this.
Another thing, another thing that Rev and I always talk about. Everyone's always asking about like, what are the good entries? What are the good exits? There's people talking about selling and stuff. Guys, at the end of the day, we can't provide that advice. We talk about disclaimers. We talk about what we're allowed to do. This is what we're doing, okay? But at the same time, the one thing that we consistently are telling you guys is watch that volume. The
Definitely.
volume is creeping. The volume is moving up, and it's just we're seeing it day after day. So yeah, just keep your eyes on that volume. If we get close to that $1,000 Bitcoin mark, the volume, I think we could see some real fireworks.
For sure. And, buyers change as well. Buying power on CryptoStat is so, so crucial. It is just unbelievable. Unbelievably crucial. And Unifi was just saying 45% buying power not long ago before it just broke all-time high again and again. And now it's just pulled back to about 34.7 because there's some people selling. Books are changing. The dynamics of it right now are changing. So it's just powerful, man. I don't, and, like I said, we hate talking about it consistently, but we're just giving you guys the tools out there. And this was part of the plan of Cryptofy, CryptoStat, TIS, and everything put together was to give you the tools that can help you trade on your own and be self-sufficient. So at the end of the day, that's what it's meant to be about. You're meant to be able to, do it yourself. So yeah, but really, really excited with that. I can show ORM really quickly and where that breakout is. If you
Yeah, for sure.
give me a second.
Before we go on to the next one, let's just quickly have a look at ORN because to us, it's still it's an ongoing trade, right? We haven't closed this trade out. This is one to watch right now.
For sure. So when we first spoke about it was about 16,000 sats right here. You can see it tried to push out, come back down, and it's sort of consolidated and built up here. And there's some sort of volume on it. I think it's like 160, 170 BTC volume on it, ORN at the moment. And you can see that breakout right there. This is what we were talking about, the 19.5 to 20,000. Look for a close above and a breakout through it. And you can see that's exactly what it did. Punched out to almost 22,000 sats there. And now it's consolidated and sitting on that 20,000 line. So pretty much acting as a last resistance, should act as support here. And look for a push out. It may consolidate for a little bit, sort of go back down to 19.5, touch those tips, maybe even on these bodies here. So if I zoom in, you might see on these bodies here, it might touch at around 19,000. That's still considered okay. But I would run a really tight SL on this. Probably, if you got in at 16, probably 17, or even at entry just to break even. I would personally do it because you just don't know what's going to happen. But it looks pretty healthy. It's still open and an ongoing trade. But I'm glad we got that breakout. We didn't go down to that 13,000, 14,000 sat entry, which is good. Because that would have been a potential entry. We've broken out of that 20,000, which just speeds things up for it altogether. Let's have a look at the data really quickly. You can see the volume change, 554. There it is, 175, even higher than when I looked at it last. And the price change at 17%, which is, quite high. Let's have a look at the price to volume correlation. See if you can identify anything. You can see there, this is a bullish pattern when you have volume and price increase at the same time. That is a bullish stance for a price to volume correlation. It's the strongest price to volume correlation that you can get and tee up together. Volume and price ascending together is just beautiful. It's beautiful to watch.
What were we just talking about that with price and volume, right?
Yeah.
So they're both moving together.
Yeah, and if we do look at Unifi really quickly and we bring that up, you can see the same thing. The stats on it are insane, absolutely insane right now. Buying percentage at 30%. And if we look at the price to volume correlation, you'll see the exact same pattern happening here. Volume climb, price climb, and you can see from there, once they started moving together, you see what happens, and the price then consolidates for a little bit, volume kind of goes sideways, then we have enough peak, and then, see you later. And you can see right now, the volume is starting to climb again. Price has climbed right after it's delayed, right? Volume starts to kick out, price delays slightly, then price goes up. Now, we can see here, right here, if it continues to climb that volume, this price is just going to continue to go. So keep your eyes on it. Keep your eyes on it for sure, because it's really, really interesting to see where this thing goes.
Also, when volume starts creeping, not regardless what token it is, when you start getting big action volume, it attracts different sorts of level traders, right, Rev? So you start getting some big volume traders that, like some traders, or let's talk about like hedge funds or institutions, for example, they wouldn't come into something that's got 300, 200 BTC volume. There's not enough going on there. So that's why when you start seeing these things get like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, they start climbing, you start seeing some real crazy things going.
For sure, yeah. And there's that 36,000 once we broke out of it. You can see this is UNFI. We've fallen back to it, and it just acted as a support from now onwards. There was no way we were going to go back really far, too far underneath it. And it's built, once again, used as support, and then now we're on the breakout, closing an hourly above the highest hourly we've had. And on that hourly, you had price action kick in 43,000. Now, we could potentially see 40,000 again as a support. So we could push down to 40,000 and really build up again. So watch the volume, keep your eyes peeled for it, because that's what you're looking for. And look at that 40,000 range. And I mean, that's just a beautiful chart. I mean, when we looked at it the other day, it looked amazing. When we look at it now, it looks even better. So, and you see that MACD when we, yeah, exactly. When you spoke about last time, you remember I mentioned, look for this to really peel. And we were sitting here, at the top of this histogram, and this was just building to the left here. And I said, you need to keep your eyes on that, right? On that, and watch the peel for it and this histogram to start to go down. And we try and stay on top of that zero line. And you could see where it met. It almost met at the zero line on the cross. So it was a perfect explosion trade right after MACD, keeping it simple, keeping it where everyone can understand what we're talking about. And it's just a simple tool. Zero line, histogram starts to grow, obviously, because now we're in a positive, we're in a bullish stance. And you can see it just building up right there and currently pushing higher than where it was before. So right now, it's in price discovery from a dollar and SAT perspective, and it's growing from the MACD perspective as well there. It's just pushing it up. And we can see it's just riding that. Right, we went under it just periodically down 4 hourly. I think that is the 7-day MA. So also keep in mind that 25-day MA is going to continue to climb. So look for a potential bounce off it. And the 100-day MA, which is that yellow line right there, well, that hasn't really, we don't really have any record on that right now. So look for that to continue to grow on the 4 hourly. And you can see right here on the daily, we only really have the 7-day MA, and it's way beyond it at the moment. So really exciting trade. There's nothing on the MACD on the daily because it just doesn't have enough candles to calculate that. But yeah, congrats on all the people that did get in.
Sure.
I'm excited.
It's been a great trade. Let's jump into the TIS hits for today. So we've got a couple of things to talk about. So today's trade, there's only one. There's another one that we're watching, but we're a bit skeptical about it. So we'll keep you updated. We might actually do a TIS hit through the week. So maybe a Wednesday or something like that, if the one that we're looking at shows a little bit more potential. But today, for the 7th to the 12th, 2020, the first TIS hit and the only TIS hit today is AXS, currently ranked 264, sitting around 49 cents, 2,555 sats. We're looking for a breakout above 2,800. Low BTC volume comparison to other things that are out there. It's only about 27 Bitcoin. There has been 3 trade notifications. So there's been the short and the medium-term buys that have come in. There was a significant sell at around 3,637. So TIS dropped that sell trade notification in. It's pulled back to 2,500, and now we're looking at a potential trade. We give it about a 6 out of 10. I'll get Rev to pull up the charts so we can go over the details.
Yeah, for sure. Let's bring that up. So here it is, AXS, and let's look at the details really quickly from a statistical point of view. Price change in the last 24 hours is 9.3%. Volume change only at 2.4% in the last 60, and for the 24 hours, negative 10%. So definitely dropped on volume. I know it was at 35 BTC or so when it did ping on the buy, but currently down. Buyer's percentage is quite high on the calculation, so that means order book dynamics are actually pretty good from a stance of looking at order books and where the orders are actually stacked at the moment. Look good. Buyer's changes up 35% in a day. Let's have a look at tokenomics really quickly because we've never spoken about this. So fundamentally what this is it's just a game, and you can play the game and earn AXS. I'm not too sure how it works, but it's really cool. It's actually live and running, I believe, so from what I saw. And I believe this was Axie Infinity was actually Binance did mention that they were pretty excited about the whole project and when they were launching it. So I'm pretty sure Binance supports it. And you can see here, total supply, circulating supply 55 million, total supply 270 million. I'm assuming that that's because they're paying out without the game, like throughout the game. So as people are playing it, you get more and more. So That's how I'm seeing it. All-time high price was not too long ago. Let's look at the chart really quickly and show you what we're looking at. Pretty cool chart, actually. It actually looks pretty good, considering it's a game, and it's being traded as a.
Great at the moment, NFTs, all this sort of gaming with blockchain and that, like it's getting a lot of traction.
100% for sure. Don't know why we're having an issue over here. Let's just refresh CryptoStat. Maybe the socket dropped off, and we'll bring it up again. We're currently live, so for those people that use CryptoStat, if this is green, you're live. There we go. All right, sweet as. Let's bring this chart up, and I'll show you exactly what we're looking at. Now, we see when it was launched, the chart, and there's a significant line that we need to put here, and it pretty much starts at this bottom here. And if we go across right there within the weeks, you can see it holds right there, holds true all the way through. So that's where the traders are sort of looking at as a line. And I don't really have to say much here. You can see on the 99-day MA on the hourly, look how straight that 99-day MA is. It's pretty much saying I'm pointing here, and this is the point of decision. When this 99-day MA meets this blue line or so, you could probably pull it down slightly. I was pretty far away from it. When that meets, that's where decision has to be made. Because you can see how far away it was from. So if we get under it and close, it's see you later. We're going to fall here. If we continue to trend and then look for a breakout above this line, let me get a horizontal line. Pretty much about here is where it is. Yep, that's the bodies, and there's bodies here with a double tweezer top. No, it's not not a double tweezer top. But this is where you need to keep your eyes peeled. 28, 29, watch for a breakout. You could even use this as a breakout point here at 29, 3,000 or 3,000 sats. But watch this for access, AXS, because that's where the decision is going to be made, whether we're going down or up. So you could potentially enter now with an SL anywhere within that time frame underneath this actual projection here, this line. But that's what I would be keeping my eyes on if you were to chart it up. That's what I would be doing right now. Let's look at the 4 hourly and bring up the current MACD. You can see it's really neat. You know, it's rejected that drop in MACD, and it's still above the 0 line, and it's in a bullish stance from a 4 hourly. If it starts pushing again, it could really, because triple tops in crypto are actually very powerful. Triple tops are usually a bullish signal in crypto. Usually a double top is a fall signal in normal stocks, but triple tops in crypto, in stocks is not that strong. In crypto, we see it's really, really powerful. So definitely keep your eye out on that MACD and see if it does sort of give a push out. You can see what happened here last time it went for it. Topped out at like 4.3. There you go. So pretty cool there. Daily perspective, there really isn't much because it hasn't once again been on Binance for too long. And there's that trajectory as well, and still holding true. So that's what I would be paying attention for on AXS. Could be a potential trade here. Could be a potential trade. You might look at 2850, 3,000 sats. Yeah, take it as you want, but I'm definitely looking for an entry personally myself.
Nice. Okay, so that's it for the T6 this week. There's only one thing we wanted to mention. We have started to look into live streams. So, for the members in the group, we're going to start doing some live streaming. Rev, you can probably elaborate a little bit more on what we're thinking of doing here. You jumped into the live stream last night, right?
Yeah. So what I did last night was, I know it was really like there was no real time to it. I didn't really mention it. I just did it, right? Because I saw an opportunity to try and explain order book dynamics to people. A lot of people call it, order book dynamics aren't that powerful. They are very powerful, and we saw that last night. For anyone that caught it, once that 36,000 push came through on Unifi, it just kept on going. We did have a little bit of pullback. Someone else put an order in there, but the main actual order that was holding the price back was gone, and it is powerful. Yes, they do change. But that's the whole point. If you're sitting there and you understand what to look for, you can really capitalize on it. So live streams coming soon. In a sense that we're thinking of doing these TIS hitters live for our TIS subs. So the TIS subs get this live on Discord, and we also pre-record it as well. So we're not pre-record it. We record it at the same time that the live stream is going, and then we can drop it 3 hours later. So even if you are a TIS sub, you don't really miss out. You still get it 3-4 hours later after we've done the live, and then the 48 hours the general public and Cryptofy community get it as well. So I think it's a really cool concept, because that way we get to see how many people are actually watching. You're in it with us. If you have a question, we can answer it. And I think it's a really cool way to do it. And I think you agree with me, Kurt, on that.
Yeah, totally. And another thing as well, like so right now it's like 5:30 in the evening for me. It's like 8 o'clock in the evening for Rev. We've actually had to wait all day to do this TIS video, but we probably could have done a live stream probably this morning, and we were looking at the same trade this morning. So there's pros and cons to everything that we do, but we're also thinking, how do we make sure that the community gets the best amount of value for what we're trying to do? And if we can do a live stream really quickly in the morning and get this out to you straight away, instead of waiting all day, because then we record this and then we do some editing and then we push it out. We could have got a 12-hour jump on a particular trade. And there has been trades in the past, Rev, you and I, we look at something, we wait till the end of the day, we do the video 12, 13 hours later, and the token might have moved like 8, 9, 12%, right? And we're like, damn, so there's multiple things that we want to do. We love being in the community, love engaging with all of you guys in the community, and this is super fun doing live streams. So we are going to look into doing live streams for tier sitters, and also do some live streams for things that are going on, especially when things are going on in the market and they're going really, really cool, and you get everyone involved. So yeah.
Yeah, I think 2021 will be an interesting year as well with that stuff as well. And just as you mentioned before, the trade that has moved, INJ, Injective Protocol, TIS pinged it at 6,000 sats. We said it on the recording on TIS hitters. It pinged it at 6,000 sats. We're here at 6,600. We looked at it at 6,000 sats, but we couldn't get it to you guys. It was already 10% moved out. So perfect example right there, just to explain exactly and echo what you said. I think it's a powerful way of doing it. And Unifi, keep on going. XVS will have its turn. I know it will. It's looking.
Well, for sure,
yeah. It's sitting in that consolidation area right now, which is really cool. But we'll cover that on the next two sitters, hopefully, and just do a little recap on it, maybe if something is happening on it, for sure.
So as always, enjoy the rest of your week. See you guys on the inside in the community, and thanks for joining us today. Please remember to subscribe, like the channel, set your notifications so you don't miss any of these videos. Take care. Bye.
Cheers, Kurt. Take care. Take care, guys.